Hello, everybody. This is Ben with Irritable Gardens. Today is the 19th of December 2020. I want to talk on how to preserve your fig cuttings. If you don't want to root your fig cuttings now because this is winter time, some people are not good at rooting fig cuttings in winter time because of the extra work you have to put in to have a successful rooting of your cuttings, because you have to give it the right temperature of light. You have to watch how you water your cuttings, what method to use in rooting your cuttings in wintertime. Because we're in wintertime now. But I prefer spring and summertime to root cuttings. I just do it naturally. Maybe stick it in the ground or stick it in the pot, stick it in a container with soil and leave it out there. And let nature do it for you. The sun is there, the rain is there. Because that is a natural way to do it. But in winter time, you have to go extra mile to make sure that you apply everything necessary to make your cuttings roots. But I prefer spring and summertime to root my cuttings, even though I have few cuttings that I'm rooting now. Now, I just received this package today from a friend who sent me a cutting from California. You can see that is the name, Fiorone Di Ruvo. It is a rare fig. I have been looking for this fig, either the tree or the cutting. And I went online some months ago, early in the year, online to look for this variety, because I saw it on YouTube by Ben B of Seattle. It has this variety, and it produces giant size fig, and I love giant size fig. I love giant size fig. So I was able to trace the guy that sells it online, and I reached out to him only to discover that I've bought some fig cuttings from him before. So I reached out to him. I said, I really need this variety. I saw that he sold it online. He said, well, he will not be able to do anything till November this year. So when it was November last month, I reached out to him to remind him of what he said. He said, yeah, I'm going to sell just few this year. So he promised to sell me one. So I just got it. I like the way he wrapped the cutting with transparent nylon or plastic that he used to wrap it before putting it in the envelope. You see, it is well wrapped. So now I was able to get just one from him. So let me see if I can find the beginning of this. Okay, let me do something else here. Let's see. Okay, we are getting somewhere. Okay, now you can see, let's see if I can get it pulled. Sorry that I'm not patient today, but we'll get it done. All right. Now here you see this. It's about 6 inches long. And what I'm going to do with this is this. I don't know if you've heard of people rooting one node cutting. Now, because it's only one cutting I'm able to get, there is no guarantee that that one cutting will root. So what do? Now, this is the point where the new growth will come out from here, this node here, this node here, this top node. You see it right here. And also, this is where the roots will also come out from. The roots from this node here, roots. And since there is no guarantee that this one cutting will root, there is no guarantee. So I'm going to cut it into two. I'm going to cut it from somewhere here. So I have one node here. I have second node here. But I'm banking on this node here to produce the new growth when it gets rooted. So the roots can come out from here. You can see the sign. Can you see the sign of the roots? See, that is where that is where the new roots will come out from. You see? That is it right here. The new roots. So my plan now is to cut this into two in the middle here, so that this part is going to bring out the new roots, and this node here will bring out the new growth. So now I'm going to have two cuttings. So this part here will be the one that will be in, that the roots will come out from. I'm going to root it. So this is how we're going to do it. So now, the reason why I want to cut right here is for this part to have enough space in the soil. And this part here, enough space in the soil. So let's do it this way. So I'm going to cut it. I can cut it slanty and I can cut it straight. Okay, let's cut it straight. So now I have two cuttings. Now I have more assurance that if one dies or if one does not root, the other one might root. So now I have two cuttings. And since I'm not going to root it now, or I might root one now and keep one for spring. I'm going to root this small one now this shorter one, and I'm going to preserve this longer one for spring. Now, the next I'm going to do, I want to make sure that this top and the bottom here, see this bottom here, you can see is a little bit dried. But this top here is fresh. If you see here, is a little bit dried. So what I'm going to do with this part that is a little bit dry, I'm going to cut it. See, I'm going to cut just a little bit right there. Okay. Now, to keep the top and the bottom moist, if you want to root it now so the top does not get dry and the bottom, like this one now, this is what I'm going to do. Now, I'm going to dip, or I'm going to use a candle wax. I'm going to use a candle wax. Now, you can get a candle wax and put it in a small container and then melt it. But since it's just 2 cuttings, I'm using a candle, and then I'm going to melt the candle a little bit. Let it melt. You see? And put the wax at the top. Can you see that? And then put the wax. Since I'm not dipping it into the wax, so I have to do it this way. So this will keep the top moist, so that when I'm rooting it or when I'm preserving it, it's not going to dry up. So okay. There you go. And then the bottom part also, you want to keep it fresh. So you do the same thing here. Since I'm not dipping it into wax directly, so I'm doing this to keep it fresh. You see, that is it. I'm removing all this wax here. Okay, so this will keep the top and the bottom fresh. Now this one, I'm going to do only the top part and not the bottom, since I'm going to root this now. So I'm only going to put wax at the top to keep it fresh. So while it is rooting, the top part is not getting dried, and when it start getting dry, it start dying. So I'm doing this since I didn't dip it into wax. So this top will be fresh all through. So you can see that. So I'm going to remove all this extra wax. And then what I'm going to do with this one is I would like to put it in a small container with water. I'll leave it for some days. And the reason why I'm doing that is you can see where the roots will be coming out. You can see. So if I leave it in the water for some days, you'll see all the new roots will be coming out right here. And that will help it also right here too. You see, that is a sign of the roots. And that will help it to root quickly. So I've only done the top. I'm not doing the bottom because I'm going to leave it in water for some days to see new roots coming out before putting it in the soil. Now, since I'm going to preserve these till spring, this is what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to use, I can use a transparent plastic just to cover it, just like when I got it from my friend that sent it to me. So I can wrap it back if I want to use a plastic. I can use plastic to wrap it back, or I can get a newspaper. Now this paper is wet. I've wet it already. So I can get a newspaper folded like this and it's wet. And now we take it and wrap it. To keep it fresh. Now this paper is wet, so this is it. Now I put it back into this Ziploc plastic bag. You see, that is the name. Fiorone Di Ruvo is a rare fig. And this is it. Put it back in the plastic. Roll it. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll it this way first so that I can get the air out of the plastic. So I can get the air out of the plastic, make sure there is no air, and then I snap it at the top. Now that is it. Now let me show you the ones that I've done already. This is the new one, and here are some cuttings that I have already. You see, cuttings. I have some cuttings already in this bag. that I have in the fridge. So I'm going to add this new one to it. Now this is the new one. I'm going to add it to what I have right here. You see? So I'm adding it to the cuttings I'm going to root in spring or summer. You see? So you roll it to make sure there is no air in there. And then zip it up back. That's it. And it's ready to go in the fridge till spring. So this is how you preserve cuttings that will last some months in your fridge without it going mold. But you can be checking it from time to time in case. It depends on the variety, it depends where the cutting comes from. So from time to time, you can check it to make sure that it's not having mold in the plastic. Thank you for watching. I hope this video has helped you to know how to preserve cuttings. You can also apply it to other kind of trees that you want to preserve the cuttings in the fridge. And leave it there. Be checking on it from time to time until when it is time for you to root it. I prefer rooting fig cuttings in spring and summer. Less work, less electric bill, you know. So thank you for watching. Please like this video, and if you've not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. There are a lot of videos that can help you on my channel. Have a wonderful day, and a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, and a prosperous New Year to every one of you. Thank you for watching. Bye.